Hi, my name is Haley, and today I'll be reading A Beautiful Seashell. Rosie and great-grandmother sat in the rocking chair by the window. They rocked and rocked. "Grandma," said Rosie, "tell me a story. Tell me about when you were little." Great-grandmother smiled. She closed her eyes. "When I was little," she began. "I lived in another country, on a hill near the sea. At night I could hear the sea wind. Sometimes I heard foghorns. The sound of waves rocked me to sleep." Rosie and great-grandmother rocked and rocked. "Tell more," said Rosie. "One day," said great-grandmother, "the foghorns called deep and low. My mother gave me bread, cheese, and apples in a basket, and I climbed down the hill. The sea wind blew, and I tasted salt in the air. I took off my shoes and ran as fast as I could through the wet sand to the shore. In the mist, I saw a big ship. It was covered with lights that shone through the fog." Rosie and great-grandmother rocked and rocked. "Tell more," said Rosie. "I watched until I couldn't see the ship anymore," said great-grandmother. "Suddenly, the sun broke through the fog. The seagulls flew in from the sky. I could almost touch them. I whirled and twirled, I danced in the waves. The cold water tickled my feet. Then my toes touched something smooth and round under the water. I bent down and scooped it out the sand." "What was it?" asked Rosie. "A beautiful seashell." "Oh!" Rosie touched great-grandmother's cheeks. And then great-grandmother opened her eyes. She looked at Rosie. "And then," she said, smiling, "one day, years later, I sailed over the waves, over the wide sea, here to this country, on a big ship covered with lights." Asked Rosie. "Yes, on a big ship covered with lights." Great-grandmother reached into the old black trunk she kept by her chair. "This is for you," she said. She put something in Rosie's hand. It was smooth and round and cool. "Your beautiful seashell," said Rosie. Rosie held the shell. And then she put it to her ear. She could hear the wind and the sound of waves. She could almost hear the seagulls and the foghorns calling. She held the shell so great-grandmother could hear. Then Rosie and great-grandmother laughed and hugged, and rocked and rocked and rocked. The end.